Once upon a twilight not quite like any other, the moon yawned. It was a slow, silver sigh that rippled across the night and made the stars sit up straighter, as if listening. On this particular night, the moon discovered something was missing. A small, well-worn teddy bear that had been tucked into the crescent's crook for as long as anyone could remember. It was a soft, golden teddy with button eyes and a patch on its ear, a companion to dreams, a guardian of hush. The moon felt oddly unsettled. Without the weight of the teddy, its glow seemed just a little too bright, and the shadows beneath the clouds looked like they were waiting for something. The moon decided, with a quiet dignity, to go in search. There was no haste in its motion. It drifted across the sky like a ship drawn by gentle tides, attentive to the world below. Down on earth, a small town lay sleeping. Street lamps cast warm circles on sidewalks, and the hush was full of small sounds. A cat padding along a fence, the distant hum of late trains, a window creaking as the wind passed by. In a little house with curtains the color of old book pages, a child named Elsie clutched a blanket and turned in her sleep. She had loved the moon's teddy for as long as she could remember, though she did not know its origin. Sometimes she felt as if the bear carried all the small, brave whispers of bedtime. The first steps away from a parent's lap, the secret bravery of climbing a new ladder, the comfort after a nightmare. Outside, the moon passed over gardens, trees, and rooftops, asking each landmark if they had seen the teddy. The oaks rustled politely and admitted they had not. The river sparkled and confessed it had only reflections to offer, not soft toys. A lighthouse hummed that it tended to larger things. Only the owls, who had watched the night's comings and goings for generations, offered a clue: a light footprint on a rooftop, a quiet scuffling near a chimney, a thread of starlight that seemed to come untucked. Following this delicate trail, the moon's silver path bent toward the countryside. There, in a field of tall grasses that smelled faintly of lavender, the moon found the teddy, not lost but tangled in a child's kite string. The bear's button eyes blinked as if waking from a nap. He looked small against the wide, patient sky, and grateful beyond measure to be reunited with the place he had called home. The moon reached out with a careful light and lifted him with a sliver of warmth, as though cradling sunlight in soft hands. When the moon returned to its usual place, with the teddy snug against its curve, the night felt balanced again. The stars resumed their slow conversation. The owls nodded approvingly. Back in her bed, Elsie's sleep deepened. She folded her legs tight around her blanket and smiled in the dark, unaware of how much of her calm had been carried by the work of the night. Yet the story did not end with a simple return. The moon, contemplative and kind, kept the teddy's patch as a reminder. Even gentle guardians may need help. It understood, with a quiet solemnity, that homes are made not only of walls and roofs, but of small, shared comforts that travel between beings. From that night on, when the moon eased into the sky, it made a habit of sweeping a little closer to the earth, searching not wildly but attentively for anything else that might ask for help. There is a lesson folded into this small, celestial tale. Care can be quiet and patient, and rescue might come from where one least expects: a beam of moonlight, a nudge of wind, a story told to a sleeping child. So when you see the moon's face, perhaps smile softly, knowing it keeps watch over more than tides and maps. It keeps watch over the little things we carry to bed, the tucks, the whispered worries, the plush confidants who stand guard while we dream. And if ever your own small treasure slips away, remember that help arrives gently when you need it most, like the moon, returning a lost teddy to its proper place.